Good morning friends. Today we are going to perform some chemical reactions for the biochemistry practicals. Biochemistry is a chemistry of life where we have to perform some biochemical reactions taking place inside the cells. In a cell, so many biomolecules processes are going simultaneously, but they all are very coordinate manner. So many biomolecules are taking parts in all the biochemical reaction. The major biomolecules just like carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins and some minerals, waters, some antioxidants, they are also taking part. So biochemistry is a field of science which is concerned with the biochemical reaction. So if you have sound knowledge of biochemistry, so you can know about the biochemical reaction, what metabolic reaction taking place inside the body, and in the disease condition what will happen. So if you have a sound knowledge of that, so you can come to know about the condition of a patient. Just like that in the diabetes mellitus, abnormal glucose level is found, that we all know that because so many people all around the world are suffering from the diabetes mellitus. In that what happen, blood glucose level is very higher. So if we have a test to identify the glucose and also we can qualitatively analyze, so we can come to know about the condition of a patient. Just like that we can treat the patient. So apart from this clinical application, foodstuffs, it has also its application of biochemical practicals. Just like we are eating foods, they are very complex molecules. They contain proteins, just like milk, it is a rich source of protein. Carbohydrates are present in starch, just like potato. Vitamins are also present in some green vegetables and also fruits. Fruit juices are also present, rich source of minerals also. So this somehow we can identify and also quantify the amount of substance that is the major biomolecules present in a foodstuffs. So here we will perform some biochemical reactions by which we can identify and quantify the biomolecules present. First of all, we will start our experiment with the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates is a very important biomolecules. They are present in the form of monosaccharide. Monosaccharide means only one sugar molecule is present, that's why it is monosaccharide. Two molecules combine with each other and they are forming the disaccharide. Just like maltose, sucrose, they are disaccharide. So many molecules are joined together and they will form a polymer, and this is known as polysaccharide. Monosaccharide, they are present just like glucose, it is a monosaccharide, it is a very important biomolecules. Fructose is also a monosaccharide. They are in the form of aldose or ketose form, just like glucose, it is form of aldose form, aldehyde form. And sucrose, fructose, it is in the form of ketose sugar. So this is known as ketose sugar. Polysaccharide, just like starch. Starch is the polymer of carbohydrate. Glucose molecules link with alpha 1 for linkages and they are forming a starch. It have also the branching site, it will form the starch substance. Plant store their food in the source of glucose in the form of a starch. So in plants, glucose molecule is stored in the form of a starch. So first of all, we will see how starch you can identify in your sample. See, as we know that the rice and barley are rich source of starch. Also in some tubers, just like potato tubers, that is also rich in starch. So first of all, today we will see how we can identify the starch present in the sample. Here we have a starch solution. Now starch can be identified by the iodine test, where we have to add iodine solution to the starch solution. See, iodine solution is the color of yellow. When we are adding the yellow solution to the starch solution, the color is going to be changed. See how it's happened. This is the iodine solution, this is the starch solution. Where we are adding the iodine solution, see, changes the color. Bluish black color is formed. It shows your sample. In your sample, starch is present. So it is gives the positive taste for the starch. Starch can be identified in some samples, just like potato tubers that we have told. So in a foodstuff, we can identify whether starch is present or not by the iodine test.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
How do we get that black color?
Yeah. In starch is a form of alpha 1 for linkage. In starch, amylose and amylopectins are present. Amylose is a long chain of alpha 1 for linkage, where glucose molecules are joined together by alpha 1 for linkage. So it is amylose. Now when we are adding the iodine solution to the starch, iodine solution is going to be enter into the amylose component of the starch, and it is giving the color from yellow to black or blue color. Now this is what about the polysaccharide starch. But in spite of this, some sugars are also very important. Just like we are talking about the glucose. Glucose is a source of energy for the cells. Even our brain is also using glucose as a source of energy. RBC is also using glucose as a source of energy. So glucose is also known as the reducing sugar because it has a free aldehyde group. Any molecules for the carbohydrate which is free aldehyde or keto groups, they are known as the reducing sugars. So we have some test for the identification of reducing sugar that is present in your sample. Your sample may be urine sample or blood samples or any foodstuff where you can identify the glucose present in it. See, first of all we will see the Fehling test for the identification of reducing sugar. In Fehling test, we have Fehling solution A which contain the alkaline copper solution and Fehling solution B which contain the sodium potassium tartrate. So we will see how this test is performed. See, we have a Fehling solution A which contain the alkaline copper solution. We have also a Fehling solution B. It contains the sodium potassium tartrate solution. Now, we have test tube. We will take these chemicals in it. Okay. So here we are going to perform the Fehling test for the reducing sugars. We will take 1 ml of Fehling solution A in a test tube. This is 1 ml of Fehling solution A. Then we will add 1 ml of another Fehling solution B. So it's a Fehling solution B which contains the sodium potassium tartrate. Now you can see the color. It's a dark blue in color. Now we are going to add the sugar solution to it. So in this solution we are going to add the sugar solution. See, we have standard for this. This is a dextrose. This is standard for glucose. So we will add few drops of carbohydrate in it. Now we will boil the test tube in the boiling water bath for a few minutes. See, this is a boiling water bath. See the color, it's a blue in color. Now what will happen? See, we have had Fehling solution A. It contains the alkaline copper solution. Copper sulfate solution is there. In Fehling solution B, sodium potassium tartrate is there. So if when the reducing sugars are present in your sample, the copper sulfate, it is CuSO4. It has a Cu plus 2 valency. It is going to reduce to the Cu plus 1. And when Cu plus 1 cuprous oxide will form, it will get precipitated. And it will give the yellow color precipitate. Yellow to red color precipitate is given. See here, we have keep our test tube in a boiling water bath. You can see the changes of color. Can you see the changes in color?
Yes, sir.
Now depends upon the concentration, precipitation is turning into the brownish color. So it is giving your test is positive for the reducing sugar. So this test is known as the Fehling test. So it is for the identification of reducing sugar. It only gives reaction for reducing sugar. Non-reducing sugar will not give this test positive because it has no free aldehyde or keto groups. We have some other tests also there for the reducing sugars. Now we are going to perform another test for the reducing sugar. This is known as the Benedict test. Principle is same for the Fehling test and Benedict test. Only in the Fehling test we are using NaOH for the alkaline, where in the Benedict test we are using the sodium carbonate for the alkaline, because carbohydrates will give only color in the alkaline solution. So same reaction will going to take place. So here we have a Benedict reagent. It contains the alkaline copper and sodium carbonate, and also sodium citrate is also present. So we will take 2 ml of Benedict reagent in a test tube. So it's a Benedict reagent. You can see the color, it's blue in color. With the same we are going to add carbohydrates standard. This dextrose standard we have. We are going to add few drops of carbohydrate in it. Okay. Now same we will boil it for few minutes. So here we have boiling water bath, so we will keep it boiling for a few minutes. Principles remain the same for this reaction, that Benedict reagent is also contain the copper sulfate solution. When we have the Cu plus 2, it's going to be oxidized into the Cu plus 1, because the carbohydrate, if the reducing sugars are present, it will going to reduce the Cu plus 2 to Cu plus 1, and cuprous oxide will give precipitates of yellow, red or green color complex. Depends on the concentration of the sugar, it gives different colors of the precipitates. You can see the solution is changing from blue to yellowish color, slightly greenish yellow color is there. So you can see the changes of the color. So here it's a color. It gives the positive taste for the reducing sugar. Okay. If you will cool it, we will see the precipitates of the carbohydrate. So it is giving the reducing sugar taste positive for this sample. So this is what about some test for identification of the carbohydrate. Now we will move on another important molecules, that is the protein. Protein is very important molecules, because some proteins are play a role as a structural proteins, just like actin, myosin is a very important for the cell structures. Some proteins are transport protein, just like hemoglobin, which carries the oxygen from lungs to the tissue and carbohydrate from tissue to the lungs. So some are playing the transport role, just like albumin is also transporting some molecules. So protein is very important, and the source of the protein that we found, that is milk, is rich in protein. Egg is also rich in protein. Pulses are also rich in proteins. Proteins are composed of amino acids. Different amino acids are joined together by the peptide linkage is going to form the protein structure. So we can also identify the proteins that is present in our sample by some chemical tests. So here we have some test for the identification of the protein. We can identify the protein by using the Benedict reagent. It is known as the Benedict test. So protein can be identified by the test, biuret test. So in biuret test we need 10% NaOH solution, it is alkaline solution, and also 0.1% copper sulfate solution. Now see, we have a protein standard. It's a bovine serum albumin standard. It is standard for the protein. Now see, it's colorless. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now we are going to add 10% NaOH in the sample. So it is the 10% NaOH. What it will do? It will give the alkaline condition. Now in that we are going to add the copper sulfate solution. You can see the color of copper sulfate. It is slightly bluish color. Okay. Now upon addition of the alkaline solution of the copper sulfate solution, your color is going to be changed to the purple in color. See, you can see the purple color.
Yes.
Can you see the purple color?
Yes.
So it gives the taste positive for the protein taste. So it is the test for the identification of protein. Now what will happen in this test? In alkaline condition, copper sulfate, which have a Cu plus 2, is going to be reduced to Cu plus 1. Is going to purple color complex. And as we know that the protein is composed of the amino acid that is linked by the peptide linkage. Any compound of the protein which have more than 2 or 3 peptides, it will give this test positive. So it is the identification test for the protein. Now we will switch on the another important biomolecules. It is a lipid. Lipid is very important biomolecules because it gives energy. It gives twice energy. It will give the one molecule of glucose. So it's a high energy source. Wax, oils, these are the source of the lipids. Okay? Lipid is also play crucial role in some metabolic reaction also. As the cholesterol is also very important. See, some insulator is also act as an insulator in some tissues. In nerve cells, when myelin sheath is present, for the myelination, lipid is also very important. So we can identify the lipid in some samples, just like oils, waxes. Okay. So as you know that the lipids, they are the fatty acids, and they are the esters of glycerol with fatty acid. So they are insoluble in water. So we will add the oil in the water. It is not miscible. See, we can see this. So here we have a distilled water. Okay, it's a distilled water. Now we are going to add some oil in the distilled water. It's a oil. See, is this miscible? No. So it's immiscible. So it gives lipid is present in the sample. Another test by which we can also identify the lipids present in the sample. It is known as the brown spot test. Here what we'll do, we will have a paper. Now we will spot